Hola, ¿cómo estás, mi amigas? It's Pat here from Pat and Rose of the Costa Blanca Travellers. How are you all today? I hope you are really well, and wherever you might be in the world today. And a very big hello to all our followers and subscribers at the Costa Blanca Travellers. Well, as you know, if it's the first time you've watched the channel, we are based in the village of Algorfa, just outside Algorfa, in Montemar, and we have been here now for about a year, and we're really enjoying it. Today, what's the weather like? Well, today it's about 20 degrees, 21 degrees, clear blue sky, and sunshine is the weather today, so really nice. But it's a bit windy, so this is why I've come indoors today to do today's video. So what we're going to be talking about today, well, we're going to look at another village and town in our series that we do occasionally from time to time here on this channel, to give you some information about the different towns and villages that you might want to stay at if you're planning on coming out here. If you don't want the hustle and bustle of the coast, then there are some very nice towns internally about 20 minutes from the coast, which is what about we are. We're around 20 minutes. So what we're going to focus on today is the delightful village of Jacarilla. Jacarilla. It's pronounced with a J, but of course in Spain it's pronounced, the J is pronounced as Ja, Jacarilla. And Jacarilla is a municipality and village in the province of Alicante and the autonomous community of Valencia. Now, Jacarilla, it has a population of around 2,500 people, so reasonable amount of people, and some of those are expats, but of course it is a Spanish working town as well. And it's a place to definitely visit if you haven't been there. It's got a place of historical interest. It's got, would you believe it, a magnificent country palace. Yeah, and that was built and owned by the Marquis de Fontabla. The Marquis, he was the Marquis de Fontabla, and that was about 90 years ago. However, he died in the 1930s, and his daughter married and moved away. Now, the Fontabla family were noble landowners who owned most of the land in the village for centuries, and in 1947 they divided up the land and sold it to the workers, bringing prosperity to the village. The main source of income has always been agriculture, especially fruits, oranges and lemons, which is all grown all around here. So if you're after fresh fruit, you certainly get it. It has a history dating back to the 6th century BC, and it's only 20 kilometres from the coast, which makes it very easy to get to the coast and back. Now, the name Jacarilla owes its origin from medieval songs about the heroic deeds of the knights in the war against the marauding Moors. You may remember when Rose and I went to the medieval market recently in Orihuela, a lot of the costumes there were based on the war between the Moors and the Christians. There was always no end of fighting going on. Now, the place was originally called Jacarilla, which means the place where the river stops. And then it became Jacarilla, and finally Jacarilla. In the centre you will find small typical Spanish shops. It has a butcher's, for instance, there's a baker's there, and there's a small supermarket. If you want anything larger, the larger supermarkets, then you'll have to go by car to places like Almoradi, which is nearby. Now, there are a number of bars there, and several delicious Spanish tapas restaurants where the locals go for lunch every day. Now, around Jacarilla are orange, lemon, almond and mandarin plantations. So you get some really beautiful walks if you're going to go on walks around, and you see loads of orchards around. There are endless walks and hiking routes here also, so you're really spoilt for choice. Now the palace, remember that palace I just mentioned, it's got 20,000 square metres of beautiful landscape gardens, which they are definitely worth a visit, guys, if you're in the area. And you enter via the Gate of Lions, which I'll put a photo up so you can see, and an avenue of palm trees. Among the features to see are a sundial, a man-made cave and grotto featuring an image of the Virgin de la Almudena, various statues and the lush green gardens and manor house. So if you want to see a beautiful day out and a walk around the gardens there, that's a definitely worth, should be on your list. Now there's also a small parish church in the village, and the figure of Nuestra Señora la Virgen de Belén is prominent in Jacarilla during September when the annual fiestas are held. Also on the first Sunday in January, in honour of San Anton, when a lucky winner receives a pig. I don't quite know how that works. So can you imagine winning a pig, and how would you bring it home? The mind boggles, doesn't it, as to what you do with it as well. Now local favourite foods include rabbit paella, turkey and meatball stew, and almohabanas, hope I pronounced that correct, and that's a kind of donut made with fresh white cheese. So those are just some of the local delicacies that you can try out if you're visiting that particular village. There's also a small expat community, as I mentioned before there, so you're not totally on your own. You will hear a few English voices there round about at the local bars. So you're not totally, you wouldn't feel totally isolated. Now, being close to major roads makes it easy to reach Alicante and Murcia and the beaches of Costa Blanca. Now, property in Jacarilla, what's the property like? Well, property in Jacarilla, when I looked on the Idealista site, ranges from a 3-bed apartment you can get for €38,300 and upwards. That's for a 3-bed apartment, so that's not too bad, is it? I didn't think anyway. And you can get a 3-bed terrace house for around €129,000 up to €195,000, and then from €195,000 and upwards you can get a 3-bed 2-bath villa with its own swimming pool. So there are some bargains to be had around that area, and all those prices were on Idealista site. As I mentioned before, it's 40 minutes from Alicante Airport. The nearest train station is Orihuela, and it has 1 primary school and a semi-private secondary school. And that's just a little bit about the village of today of Jacarilla. So I hope you like that, and as I say, we'll try and bring you some more information about these little villages that are dotted around about Algorfa and Ciudad Quesada, whereabouts we are based, because I know a lot of you do like to know a little bit of the history about these small villages, and some of them have quite a bit of history that goes back quite a way back. So anyway, thanks very much for watching today, guys. Don't forget to keep liking, sharing and subscribing to the channel. We're not far off, would you believe it, we're not far off being able to go live. So keep on subscribing and following us and recommending us to your friends. And anything else you'd like us to do or think about doing out here, let us know in the comments below. So with that, I will say a very big adios. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to keep watching and looking at the channel, and we will catch you next time. You don't know where, you don't know when we might pop up, but it could be anywhere in fact, and then we like surprising people. So adios, take care mi amigas, and we'll catch you next time. Don't forget the thumbs, we definitely need them. Take care, bye bye.